Okay. I don't know what happened before. I couldn't go live, but I am live now, which means I have to delete something when I go back. But anyhow, how are you? The last thing I talked about over there was that the Congress had shut down, and that I don't know why. I personally don't see a lot of difference between the fact that they're there and they're not there, except now they're eating in different restaurants because they're going back to supposedly communicate with their constituents. And since their constituents are basically the average individual, we know they're not talking to them, unless they run into them in a restaurant or something like that. People I don't think people want to talk to politicians anymore because you get tired of not getting an answer. You know what I mean? You can't get a straight answer from a politician because they don't know how to speak without forked tongue, as the Indians used to say. White man speaketh with forked tongue. So that's that. Um, but it's a story. And the other stories that are out there are this Canadian school shooting where they're trying to figure out what this kid's problems were and how, I don't know gun laws in Canada. I don't know all the gun laws in the United States, but I do know that when I was a kid, I went into 16 years old. I went into I don't remember the name of the store. Or there was a sporting goods store or department store. It might have been Kresge's department store or Two Guys, something like that. And I walked in and I bought a 22 caliber rifle with very little formality. The gun was in my name, you know. And I had some sort of record with something to do with shooting windows out of an apartment building with a BB gun because the guy pissed me to fuck off. But that was a temper thing, I guess. They didn't want to get too involved with that, so they let that go. I'm getting later and later as life gets on, and I don't know why, but it's just that this is really not my fault. I have obligations that I have to do. It's like I walked Lucy, and I'm sitting in the top of the hill by my house, and then I have to go to the bakery, and the bakery is about, I guess, about a half a mile from where I am, and it's downhill. So no big deal, right? Lucy doesn't want to go. So we finally get there, and Lucy's behaving herself greatly. I walk into the bakery and I ask for some stuff. They don't have it. Now what the fuck, So I don't want to order anything. I'm fucking pissed, but I'm sure they just don't like me. I think it's a whole deal that they just don't like me. Gringo, Some people don't like gringo. So anyhow, that's that. Um, that was why I was winding around late this morning because the way back is all uphill, and I don't handle uphill after I've walked Lucy to top of one hill and down the other hill, and now I'm going back up a hill again. That's a little much for me. But I do it because I love my wife and I love Lucy. So take care of two loaves at one time. We had a little menage a trois going. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, I'm probably screwing with everybody. I don't think anybody watches me anymore because they're all pissed off at me. And yeah, this is just, I say it's a temporary thing, but I don't know what's going on. I have to do some more research on what's wrong with my wife. My wife has something called Poems disease, poem disease, syndrome, rather, poem syndrome. And it's the letters are, I guess you call that an acronym for, or the letters are for all the fascia symptoms you can get, the diseases that are associated with it or whatever, anyhow. And I don't know, I can't pronounce them, so I'm not about to put them out here for you. Um, but it's a regular disease. It's what they call, it's similar to cancer, but not cancer. So I don't understand. How can you use, well, the drugs that they use to treat it are cancer drugs. And the problem we're having is that they don't want to give them to us because she doesn't have cancer. And these drugs are extremely expensive, around $4,000 for a 21-day supply, which is, people go, well, that's not a lot. It is when you don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? So nobody in the family has the money or wants to help me. So that's, par for the course. They all come to me looking for money. And then when I need help, they're willing to do the physical labor thing, but they're not willing to part with any money. And that's fine because they don't have it. And I know they don't have it. So, uh, and I'm not going to borrow it from them and say I have to pay it back. I said, that's screw that. That's their mother, not mine. My wife, but it's also their mother. So, and if I'm not around, they have to foot the whole bill. So, deal with that. Uh, but you know, did I start out with the Congress? Oh no, I don't know whether I started with the Congress shutdown. God, how do people tell when Congress is shut down? They don't do anything. They hold useless hearings. You're supposed to be respected, and you get what was it? Was it Bondi that was screaming at them the other day? And she gets to yell whatever she wants at people, and that's got to stop. I mean, I can't wait when she gets kicked out. If she does, I just can't wait because I would, you know, whatever happens to her is justified because she's just not. I don't. She's a lawyer for a fascist president. What more can I tell you? What that should say everything I need to say, right? I think so. Uh, but what can I do? All right, I don't think my friend Jim is following me right now. I hope he gets a hold of us. I should be back closer to normal time starting tomorrow. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to be here Sunday. I should take tomorrow off, but I have uh, things I have to do in the morning anyhow. So I might as well do this and get rid of have some fun with you guys anyhow. This isn't going to be my normal length live video because it doesn't look like it, but I'm really my back is really bothering me because I don't walk real good anymore, and it's age. It's nothing to, as far as I know, it's no diseases. I do have a large prostate, but that's about it. Everybody my age has a large prostate. See, that's where Viagra was supposed to come in. Viagra was supposed to keep your sex life going into your 80s. And people, but then that's only if you chase 20-year-olds, because an 80-year-old woman doesn't want sex. So if she does, it's a lot of work for nothing. But anyhow, because that's what happens to men. They say men over 40 have prostate problems. Because that's because they stop sex. They lay off of it. Or they're cheating on their wife after 40, and then you're dealing with uh, usually an age gap. So you'd be able to, you get it up once every month or something like that. You're seeing your mistress or whatever, and you're banging her, and that's that. That's it. That's where the biggest enemy is lack of use, and mine's been not used for about 10 years. That's my wife cut me off when we came to Columbia, and I should have. There are a lot of things I should have, I shouldn't have, but that's life. Uh, Lucy is here, licking herself as always. I have to buy some stuff for her when I get off and go on the internet and find stuff for her um, and me. Um, that's that. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm really sorry that I can't keep this. Is with the live video is the one thing that I always had a problem with was the timing. because you when you're dealing a live video, people have to be there when you're alive. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it when you're sleeping. They want to see it when you're doing it, and that gets to be the problem. You know, if I because I have trouble getting there. Um, but I'll tell you what you do if you want. You subscribe to me, all right, to my channel. Excuse me, and you will get a email notification when I'm on the air live. Now, maybe that'll help you, and maybe it won't. I don't know. You know, uh, we'll have to wait and see. I don't. I have to drum up some business somehow with this stuff because I'm going to need some. I'm actually going to need to try and sell stuff or something. I don't know. I have a lot of things I have to take care of because if they don't give me the hospitalization won't cover us for this disease, I'm going to have some serious financial problems, folks. And I'm going to have to deal with that. I'm not selling my computer because I wouldn't get what I paid for it. So don't worry about that. My equipment's so old, I wouldn't be paid for it. It would be worth my doing. All right. Anyhow, everybody take care. All right. Have a great day today. I'm cutting it short, and I know that. But, if I stay here, I'm just going to bore the shit out of you. And there's nobody there, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to take off, and I'll try and do better tomorrow. I promise I'll start to try and do better. A lot of it's me, because I hang around in the morning to make sure my wife is okay and everything like that. And all I do is get abused. So. Anyhow, one of the things I didn't realize was that she can't be around, she doesn't want any strangers. She can't be around strangers. I think that's both psychological and physiological, and so we'll keep it like that for a while. Nobody's coming to visit me, and I can't have my friends over and everything. So I'm kind of isolated here. So I'm just going to start, meeting people in the parking lot or when I'm walking and making appointments to see them outside. So that may cause me to be back in here a little later than usual. All right. So bear with me. All right. The other choice is to go on earlier. I can go on. Probably before 9, I can be up and on the videos. We'll have to wait and see there too. All right. So anyhow, sorry about all this confusion going on the last few days, but that's what life is all about. That's why I have said before about live videos are a problem for me because I have life interferes. All right, but anyhow, let me get out of here. I got things to do. Take care of yourselves. Find the subscribe button. At least you'll get notified when I'm on. You can find me. All right. So take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow.